So recently, I recorded a course that was about masculinity. And while I was sort of writing this course, because I was sort of scripting it, so I will record it, I was sort of thinking about like the most masculine things that a person has to sort of do in order to be more masculine. That's sort of like the whole course is about how to increase your masculinity. And, I was sort of thinking like, how did I sort of make this transformation for myself? I used to be a freaking skinny little twig, and I sort of bulked up. I got really strong. That was kind of one of the masculine things. And I sort of just sat there and I started listing a whole bunch of things about, what really changed me and what really sort of changed me from that little twink, that little freaking, feminized little dude to the guy that I am today. Freaking hyper masculine, ambitious as fuck and all this kind of shit. And as I was sort of writing these things down, I noticed there was one particular one that was really shining for me. And I realized that it was actually probably the most neglected part of masculinity, but also it is the most important part of increasing your masculinity. It is, in truth, what the most masculine person would do. And so that thing is basically doing whatever the fuck you want to do. And this part, I don't think much people comprehend this. It isn't in some special book about masculinity. It isn't going to be said so casually because it's so simple. People just don't want to hear it. But the truth is, doing whatever the fuck you want, no matter what it is, you just feel like doing something and you fucking do it. Because you fucking want to. Even if the whole world stood in your face, you still want to fucking do this thing. Because you want to. That is the mindset. And that is perhaps the one thing you would do. And the most masculine thing you would do. And I've sort of started to really implement this. I've sort of noticed about myself, at least in the recent while. I haven't been caring much about what people thought. I haven't been caring much about societal norms. I just did what I fucking want. This freaking piece of freaking necklace, if I wear this outside in the place that I live, it's seen as weird. It's seen as like edgy. It's seen as gay. I don't give a fuck. I go to the gym every single fucking day and I make sure to wear 2 freaking necklaces, not one, to freaking shove my finger in these people's eyes and be like, fuck you. I don't care. I don't care about the standards you put for yourself. I don't care about the societal norms you expect everyone to follow, otherwise you're an outlier. And the word outlier, it's one of my favorite words. Please describe me as the outlier. I freaking love it. That is one of the most masculine things you will freaking do for yourself. And obviously, I live in a freaking very, conservative kind of freaking area. And these people are really freaking, right-wing kind of people. And so naturally, I'm seen as very weird when I'm sort of doing this edgy shit. Or at least it's not even edgy. To them, it's just edgy. And so, but I just don't give a fuck. A lot of people in my area got mad. Or, a lot of people who just know me got mad when I shaved my beard. Because I had the long sheikh beard, and everyone loved it. And, the religious man beard, it was so amazing. And you had, the freaking blah, blah. They got mad because I freaking shaved it. But it wasn't authentic to me. I didn't freaking like it. When I did it, I just did it to people please. I just did it to freaking, get the people's freaking clapping for me. And it was wrong. And I don't want it. And yet, they freaking got mad. Of course. And obviously, the more things that I did because I wanted to do them, and the more people I pissed off doing those things, the more I realized, yeah, this is the freaking most masculine thing you could do. And it's like the amount of situations, because this is probably an extension to this note, when you are sort of challenged on your positions, when another man with testicles stands in your face and freaking tells you what you're doing is wrong and you freaking stand up to it, it is so freaking masculine. And I don't see this enough. Like my freaking generation, my freaking Gen Z, dude, my people don't do this shit. They just, they just walk with the freaking flow. If someone tells them, this isn't right, they're like, yeah, this isn't right, even though they just said it was. And so I think people have just got to grow balls. That's the truth about freaking how to get it as masculine as possible, and probably the most masculine thing you could do. Just freaking grow balls. Do whatever the fuck you want and stand up for it. It's just that freaking simple. And yet, we don't see this shit. People want to people please, and they want to freaking make sure everyone's happy with them. But the truth is, no matter how much, like even if you were on this mindset, no matter how much things you did to try and please people, you will still freaking have people who oppose you. Like, you can never satisfy everyone. When I had the beard, the people who didn't freaking, the people who weren't happy with the freaking religious man look, they were like, oh, shave it. And obviously, I wanted to personally do it from the inside. I just sort of, that was the thing that was authentic to me. But I just wanted to continue the people pleasing because I got compliments and people were like, oh, yeah, the sheikh beard. And I was called sheikh all the time. So it was cool. Yay, religious man. But the truth is, I don't need people's status. It's like, it shouldn't be something that even motivates my core decisions. Because when I looked in the mirror, I didn't freaking like the way I looked. I thought I looked freaking weird. I looked like a fucking caveman. And so it's just about doing whatever the fuck you want. Whatever you want. When I freaking, like yesterday, I freaking went out with, a couple of friends who I haven't seen in a while. There was this one particular guy who wasn't my friend, but besides the point. And, the guy hadn't seen me in a while, like this particular friend of mine. And he was surprised by how I was sort of, how much I changed, right? And obviously, like this freaking sentence of "you changed," like it's probably one of the favorite compliments, like all of us would like, especially guys on self-improvement, because we understand when someone tells you changed, it's fucking good. It means you fucking learned. But, he was like, you changed a lot. You're like, you're calmer and you're more freaking, you're more still. And obviously I was like, absolutely. That's what I was trying to freaking get to. But he was looking at it as if it were a bad thing. He was like, yeah, like, but back then you were like this, like goofy dude and you used to do goofy shit. It's like, yeah, don't people grow up? And I just simply did what I wanted to do. That freaking kid 2 years ago who he met simply just evolved and improved and did what he wanted over the course of 2 years, and that's who he ended up as. And that's the thing that it's like, you'll never satisfy everyone. And obviously yesterday, like, he sort of wanted to know what I was doing, and I told him I dropped out of school, and he was like, oh, you dropped out of school. And, these kind of people. And I was like, yeah, so what? Yeah, I dropped out of school. I don't particularly give a fuck. It was something that was consuming my time. I wasn't going to waste another year of my life just going into freaking school just because I need to finish school, and I'm not even going to go to university. I don't freaking plan to any time ever. I'd rather die. So it's like, okay, then what are we discussing here? Why is it that I need to attend your university? To people please? And the funny thing is, when I asked him, why are you going to university? It was like, because my parents told me to. Wow. So you are going to sit there with 2 testicles and freaking tell me, the guy who's actually doing whatever the fuck I want, that I should follow everyone's path, what your parents told you. And you're not even following what you want to do in your life because you're just following whatever your parents told you to do. Wow. How freaking inspirational. And obviously, like, I freaking love the dude. He's absolutely freaking cool. And if he's watching this video, shout out to you, bro. I freaking love you. But it is freaking annoying when I have to fucking sit there and deal with people who will ridicule me. And they will tell me that I'm freaking, like, weird or, stupid for doing a decision that I simply knew was going to be the best decision for me. When I sit there, I tell you I freaking dropped out of school. I'm not telling you do like me, freaking, go out of freaking school. I'm telling you, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I freaking found as the best decision for me. It doesn't mean it's the best decision for everyone. Huh? So it's just freaking crazy. And obviously, when I tell people I freaking, sell courses, when I tell people I freaking, do YouTube videos and social media, they're like, oh yeah, but does that stuff actually pay? Okay, first of all, who said I really cared about the pay part? I'm doing this for purpose. I'm doing this because I want to freaking help people. It's more important to me that I freaking fix young men than freaking, work some office job. It's just the reality. And I'm making money anyway. It might be slower doing the YouTube. I don't give a fuck. I want to freaking help people. I want to have my impact. I have my own freaking purpose. And I'm going to freaking fulfill it. So what's with this attitude? What's with the, yeah, but you're not a doctor who's saving lives. Well, maybe I'm not a doctor who's saving lives directly, although doctors end up killing people with their medications, petroleum medications, but completely scratching that aside. I'm freaking helping people, perhaps people that were in the shadows who wanted to kill themselves, and I freaking helped them with their mental health. I've done it countless times. So, how am I different? Why am I looked at as some freaking lowly guy because I do social media, I don't have a freaking degree, when the guy who has a degree isn't even doing that much, and he's probably the bad guy here. So, it's just a freaking big freaking world. People have to freaking talk shit. Point is, because this world is so freaking complicated, do whatever the fuck you want, don't give a fuck about people, and freaking be masculine. It's that freaking simple. And so, it's really that main freaking deal, And honestly, like about the thing about freaking, because I particularly have been trying different styles and shit. And people have been like, especially about the rings and the necklaces. They're like, oh, necklaces are gay. Yeah. Like, because I'm freaking in some freaking stupid area, whatever. The people here are pretty retarded, is what I'm trying to say. And, even sort of like having changed a little bit of my style and sort of wearing a little more, like baggy jeans, even though it's like saying this shit, it's like, it's so stupid how I'd be ridiculed just for fucking wearing baggier jeans. Wow. That's just the world I live in, unfortunately. And, perhaps you can relate to this because there are people like that in Western nations, but it's just, perhaps a little less. Yeah, but it's ridiculous, to be honest. It's ridiculous that, people will judge you on basically anything. It's really, they just want any freaking thing to judge you on. But really, I say, fuck people. I don't really give a fuck. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, and, no one has anything to do with me. And if you want to freaking say something, say it. I don't really give a fuck. It's just the reality of it. You want to freaking call me gay, you want to freaking call me alternative, you want to call me freaking whatever. I don't care. It's just the reality of it. So judgment comes anyway. If you look at the most successful people, they've been judged. They've been, their reputations have been, people have tried to freaking mess up their reputations constantly. And it's because people are craps. Most people are unsuccessful, and unsuccessful people are craps. They want to freaking pull down these successful people. Because to them, there are only two ways. Either they freaking have to work hard and freaking get to however this freaking successful person has got their success, or they just got to freaking pull the successful person down. That way, everyone's freaking shitty and we could feel good about ourselves. So essentially, they choose option 2 and they try and freaking pull down people. Well, that's really the main freaking deal. I guess this is quite a ranty video for today, but I really, I obviously haven't recorded these kinds of videos in a while, and I haven't recorded much videos in the last while, but the truth is I have been really focusing on the courses, and obviously it's in Thrive Academy. If you're interested to learn more about it, you can basically just check out the link. But, it's basically just this, I've basically just been creating these courses about like basically just, how my full guide videos are. Essentially, I just make bigger full guide videos detailing how you'd specifically do each of the transformations that I have. So you can basically check it out. It's, pretty cheap. I've actually made it much cheaper than what I usually sort of, like my coaching's pretty expensive, coaching calls and all this stuff. But I've decided to sort of make this, accessible to most people. Like most people will be able to buy this. So yeah, I guess you could check it out. And I definitely will be posting more videos, so keep an eye out for those. And I will be posting more Instagram, although I don't recommend you watch Instagram since Instagram is bad and we should freaking dopamine detox, all of us. But in the case that you do have Instagram, you could check out my Instagram as well, because I will start posting a lot of reels there just to primarily get as much people as possible to these kinds of videos, because these kinds of videos are the life-changing videos. A 2-minute clip's not really going to change much on Instagram. So I just kind of, it's kind of a way to get more traffic into the YouTube and sort of get more people to watch these longs. So yeah, that's really the main deal. And as long as you commit to the work, you'll be getting your results.